TV.
Welcome to Your Region This Week. I'm Anandi Carol Woolery. In this episode, Full Bellies and Happy Hearts campaign is aimed at providing fresh meals for hungry children in Waterloo Region, and a new affordable housing development officially opens in Paris. But first, here's a look at the headlines with Carla Fitzsimmons.
Thanks, Anandi. An investigation is underway in Cambridge after early morning gunfire. Police were called on Monday morning around 3:20 a.m. to the area of Park Avenue and Grant Street after receiving several reports of gunshots. When police arrived, they say they found a home on Park Avenue that had been hit by gunfire. The home was not occupied at the time of the incident, and no injuries have been reported. Anyone with information is asked to contact regional police or Crime Stoppers. Air Canada flyers could continue to face challenges getting to and from their destinations as the labor dispute between the airline and its flight attendants continues. Air Canada has canceled hundreds of flights since the strike on August 16th. In Waterloo Region, Air Canada operates a handful of trips to and from Toronto. The Region of Waterloo International Airport's website has a pop-up message that directs travelers to continue to check the status of their flight and reach out to Air Canada for any issues. The note reads, "Attention Air Canada passengers, we are aware of a potential labor disruption involving Air Canada and CUPE, the union representing the airline's flight attendants. If you are traveling with Air Canada starting on August 16th, 2025, please check the status of your flight or directly contact the airline for the latest flight information at aircanada.com. Joe Gowing has been appointed to the Region of Waterloo Council. The former Waterloo Catholic District School Board trustee and Liberal candidate received 8 votes from sitting members of council. He applied alongside 43 other applicants for the position. Gowing stopped by the Mike Farwell show and talked about the appointment process.
What did you think of the process when you obviously would have given consideration to putting your hat into the ring when the region put out the call for applications, but one of 44, Joe, that's no small field.
Well, and they kept it a secret right to the end. So I found out when everyone else did that there was 43 others on top of myself. It was a lot to take in. How do you differentiate yourself from 43 other people? And unfortunately, there's a by-election going through with 214. I couldn't imagine doing that, but 44 really great candidates to choose from. It was just trying to, okay, what can I bring that they can't? And that's while I was sitting there. Luckily, I was the second last for me. Luckily, was the second last to speak because I was able to hear all the perspectives and I was able to pivot a little bit in my speech, remove some stuff, put some stuff in, because overall, I believe what it came down to was who is going to be able to look at the region as a whole, who knows the region as a whole. And with my experiences in the previous political side of things, I know the townships. I'm born and raised in Cambridge. I've lived in Kitchener, Forest Heights area for 15 years now. So I think I'm pretty diverse in knowing what's happening and keeping a pulse on it. But yeah, I think that's one of the things. It was a different experience when it comes to this, yeah.
Waterloo Regional Police Service has extended the backpack campaign due to unprecedented demand for back-to-school supplies. This service is about 2,000 backpacks short of meeting registered demand.
Any parent knows that it's an expensive time of the year to fit your child to go back to school. So what we're doing is just trying to, give a little bit of help to those families and lift that burden a little bit. At this point, most people are looking for backpacks for their children, backpacks, school supplies to go into the backpacks. We're also taking lunch boxes as well as gift cards, take monetary donations as well that we use to go shopping and purchase the back to school supplies. So anyone can drop off a donation at any of our divisions, North Division, South Division, Central Division, or they can come here to headquarters and come to the front desk and make the donation, any type of donation they'd like, whether it's physical backpacks or monetary donation or gift cards.
Kitchener's favorite festival returned to Victoria Park on Sunday. It was Kids Park. It's a day-long family fun day with interactive exhibits, music, activities, and food.
Coming up, changing lives in Paris, cutting the ribbon on a new housing grand opening.
Hello, be sure to join me on Mondays at 8 p.m. here on Rogers TV for Lions TV Bingo. And starting this summer, we're going to have a new kind of card. Yep, it's going to look like this. Yeah, there you are. And there's going to be no colors, but the games are going to be outlined. You can see here that it outlined for the L game is in white. New cards for the same great game every Monday, 8 p.m. Lions TV Bingo on Rogers TV.
My name is Chase Nicholas. I am a Mi'kmaq hockey player. Growing up, I always remember my family talking about the Mi'kmaq as the creators of the game of hockey. In grade 7, I did research on Mi'kmaq hockey sticks as the first sticks of the NHL. I found a Mi'kmaq hockey stick made in 1917, the same year the NHL was formed. I was surprised to find out the very stick I was holding was made by my great-great-grandfather, Alexander Cope. In 1934, an elder known as Old Joe Cope wrote a letter to the Halifax Herald claiming the Mi'kmaq created hockey. I found out later that I am a direct descendant of Old Joe Cope. There was a time when Mi'kmaq children were torn from their families and not allowed to speak their language, losing their words and stories. But the stories are coming back to us. Stepping on the ice, I take pride knowing the roots of the game of hockey stem from my ancestors in the Mi'kmaq Nation.
After a night out with your friends, there's always options for getting home safely. You could call your BFF, your mom or dad, whoever you can count on for a safe ride home. You could call your favorite cab company or 1-888 taxi guy, or you could use the Arrive Alive smartphone app to help you choose your ride. Be it a friend, transit, or taxi, getting home safely is app easy. Now available for iOS and Android devices. Visit arrivealive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive, drive sober.
The Food Bank of Waterloo Region is well on its way to raising 1.5 million meals for the youngest members of the community.
The Food Bank of Waterloo Region and our Community Food Assistance Network continue to see the highest need for food assistance in our 41-year history. When we look at the month of June specifically, 26,000 individuals accessed a food assistance program more than 54,000 times. That's telling us that on average, people are accessing food assistance twice a month. Instead of becoming an emergency solution, we are becoming the norm for people because they are simply stretched beyond their means and they are unable to afford the basic necessities in life. We know that food insecurity is a symptom of poverty, which means that people can't afford nutritious food to eat. And so what we are seeing is we are becoming more of a reliance. Think about somebody on ODSP. I think right now, somebody on ODSP is bringing in just over $1,300 a month, maybe $1,376 if I remember the stats specifically. Well, where in Waterloo Region will you find rent for under $1,300? So before somebody even pays for food, all of their money is already gone just in rent. Now they don't have money to pay for food, they don't have money to pay for clothing, those basic necessities that we talked about. When we looked at those numbers for food assistance in June, it was actually a 13% increase over last June. And there are some months that aren't quite as much of an increase, but more and more, food assistance is becoming a requirement of somebody's daily life now. And that shouldn't be. Food is a basic human right, and everyone should have the same access to nutritious food, no matter where they are. Our funding comes from the community. We are a community food bank, and so most of our funding comes from the community. We do get some funding from the region of Waterloo, but that funding actually gets shared to other food assistance providers within the community. It doesn't sit with us at the Food Bank of Waterloo Region. Full Bellies, Happy Hearts. It's my favorite campaign. Favorite because it's the definition of community. It is exactly what you said. It's community coming together to ensure their neighbors are fed. And through that, we are trying to raise 1.5 million meals. I am thrilled to say that we are past the halfway point. We've actually raised 1.2 million meals. We have until the end of August to run across that finish line to get the 1.5 million meals. And we know that the community will help us because they've proven over and over again that they will step up to help their neighbors, which is why we're so fortunate to live in Waterloo Region. There's a few ways that people can get involved. Our goal at the end is to ensure that children have the food they need. 1 in 3 people accessing food assistance in our community is a child under the age of 18. And we know that when they are adequately nourished, children will thrive. But without food, there could be mental health challenges. There could be challenges with their learning. But so our goal is to ensure that children can thrive. If you have room in your budget and you can make a financial donation, you can make them directly on our website at thefoodbank.ca/fullbellies. And we're so fortunate to have the Allen Bush Investment Team as part of this campaign, matching donations. So now instead of $1 providing 2 nutritious meals, $1 will provide 4 nutritious meals. If you're out at the grocery store and you have room in your budget to pick up something for the food bank, we're collecting kid-friendly meals and snacks right now. So think about things like pudding cups, applesauce, fruit cups, granola bars, and school's out, so peanut butter is even okay as well. And so we're looking to the community to help fill the gaps in our inventory to ensure that children are fed. If you have time in your day and you can volunteer with us, there's events happening throughout the summer that support this campaign, but there's also work that happens in our warehouse each and every day, and our staff will work with volunteers to find something that matches their availability and skill set. There's so much information on our website at thefoodbank.ca. If you're in need of food assistance, if you don't have the funding to stretch you out to the end of the month and you need additional supports, please head over to our website at thefoodbank.ca and click on the button that says Need Food. You can also talk to our community food assistance coordinator, and she will help navigate you to a food assistance program that's close to your home. And you can call our office at 519-743-5576, and that number is also on our website at thefoodbank.ca. And finally, the community. We wouldn't be where we are without the community. I mentioned that earlier. It's community helping community. So whether you've been able to make a financial donation, pick up something at your local grocery store, run an event. It's summertime, have a summer barbecue, bring your friends over and ask them to bring a donation to the food bank, or whether you've been able to volunteer in our warehouse. We're so grateful for your support. It's because of the community that we can help our community.
An affordable housing project is officially open. It brings 49 new housing units to Paris.
Welcome to the grand opening of 174 Trillium Way here in beautiful Paris. And I'm honored to be here today as we celebrate the addition of 49 beautiful new affordable housing units, homes that will provide singles, couples, small families, and seniors with the safety, stability, and dignity that everyone in our community deserves. This project is the result of strong partnerships, shared vision, and a commitment to making a meaningful difference in people's lives. For many new residents, this is more than a place to live. It's a fresh start and the foundation for a better future.
It absolutely is the perfect situation for people working together for the betterment of the people. You can call it affordable, you can call it attainable, you can just call it more housing for people that can't afford rents that are so structured and so high right now. It takes the pressure off a lot of us when we try to say what kind of inventory we have on big houses and McMansions on side roads and little apartments above stores that aren't suitable for families. I met one of the families that moved in here today on the 3rd floor, and they're very excited, and they have their hopefully their forever home, and I think that's just a wonderful thing. And yeah, I'm really happy for you.
So for some it might be a forever home, but for others I hope it's a stepping stone to something better. And it's very important that both communities come together to build these kind of projects, because we've lost a lot of the funding that we used to get from the federal and provincial government. When I first got on council, there was lots of projects that were 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Lately, it's been 100% municipalities. We do get occasional 10% here, 20% there, but the bulk of it falls on municipalities, where previously we only did 1/3. We were able to do a lot more with the money we had because of the funding from the other levels of government. So when we do get enough money together to put something like this together, it's a win for the community. It helps everybody that moves in here, and also maybe where you vacated, somebody else can move into there and get themselves established and started.
We see what's possible when the county and the city work together. These 49 units, including barrier-free homes, mean more people in our communities will have a safe, affordable place to live. This is progress, but it also reminds us that there's still work to be done. Continuing to grow our housing options will take all of us: municipalities, other levels of government, community partners, and builders pulling in the same direction. Everyone deserves a safe place to call home, and today proves what we can build when we work together.
This beautiful 49-unit building, which is now home to individuals and families who have been waiting for a place that they can call their own. This building is already changing lives for residents who have moved in. One tenant has shared that before moving in, their rent consumed nearly all of their fixed income, leaving very little for food or medical needs or even just leisure activities. Their quote says, "It's a huge relief to finally have a safe, affordable home where I can be close to my family and plan for the future." They describe feeling a renewed sense of safety and security and the freedom to make longer-term plans rather than living month to month or even day to day.
The regulars, the guys who keep this place in business. Last week, they had something to celebrate. Jason had just finished university. So they toasted his profs, his TAs, his old roommates. Well, they toasted just about everyone. But I worry about and take care of my guys. So even when I know they're not driving, sometimes that means bringing them a little surprise. And then they had a drink to me.
Brought to you by Smart Serve Ontario and Arrive Alive, Drive Sober.
Jack 102.3, playing hits of the 80s, 90s, and more. So you can have the time of your life again. And again. For hits of the 80s, 90s, and more, listen to Jack 102.3.
Hi, Pastor Mark here. Join us each and every week on Sundays. All are welcome, no exceptions. That is St. Peter's Church, every Sunday at 11 a.m. God bless. We'll see you soon.
Hey guys, Steph here from The Cruise TV, the show where we talk about the people and stories behind the coolest cars on the road. Join us on Sundays at 8 p.m.
The regulars, the guys who keep this place in business. Last week, they had something to celebrate. Jason had just finished university. So they toasted his profs, his TAs, his old roommates. Well, they toasted just about everyone. But I worry about and take care of my guys. So even when I know they're not driving, sometimes that means bringing them a little surprise. And then they had a drink to me.
Brought to you by Smart Serve Ontario and Arrive Alive, Drive Sober.
In sports, the Tee It Up Junior Golf Tour made a stop in Elmira. Darren Stevenson has highlights.
It's been a summer of sizzling scores, a few good eats, and hot temperatures on the Tee It Up Junior Golf Tour.
Great putt. How much to say on that? Easy par.
Now with the clock ticking towards next week's final two tournaments, the players pushing for low scores and order of merit points at the Elmira Golf Club.
I've been playing pretty well these last few weeks. It's the first win boosted my confidence, and I've just been playing some really good golf, and it's obviously fun to be out here with all these guys.
Logan Levesque has been lighting it up this summer in the U15 boys division. He posted 2 straight wins heading into the Elmira tournament, and looking on this week in the gallery, his proud grandpa.
Golf is big with our family, and as a kid he would just take me out to the course, hit balls on the range, play 9 holes, and he's just taking me to all these tournaments. He's been with me since I was a little kid, and I'm really appreciative.
Very humble, but he's enjoying his experience a lot. He's getting more comfortable out there. He's playing better than he's ever played, and he enjoys the camaraderie with the fellows he's playing with. I introduced the game to him when he was probably 7 or 8, and he's got the bug now, and he's just can't get enough of it.
Nice him being out supporting me, and especially when I'm playing good. Yeah, just playing good golf. I think he's proud of me, and I'm playing well, yeah.
Maya Ncidi showing skill in her short game on the 17th hole. She would get up and down for par. Ncidi is one of the players chasing Hannah Lee, who posted another victory. She fired 73 and sits on top of the leaderboard. The U19 boys division is more wide open with numerous players in the mix. Jackson Barnes entered Elmira coming off a win the week before. Charlie Hearn has been a model of consistency and will be in contention for the overall title.
Roll. Keep going. Go.
Shooter. Oh, shooter. That's a great shot from Riley Duchesne from just off the green. He was even par in the back 9 at this point in his round. Meanwhile, this is Brody Sixsmith with a beauty putt on 17. He finished with a solid round of 75.
I've been playing golf my whole life, competitively for 2 years now, and I just love the idea of getting better, always improving every day, and just the idea of shooting low and getting out here with some good people on this great tour. I think it's unreal. Great courses. It's nice to see a bunch of new courses for me, being from Burlington. A lot of tricky courses, challenging. I think playing safe shots here, finding the fairways, because these holes get pretty tight, and finding some good rolls in the greens. That'll be key today. Found a nice roll there on 17, save a nice par, and continue on 18, finish strong.
Still ahead, serving up a tasty treat while raising money for children's health care.
McMaster holds a very close place to our family's hearts. Logan is now 16 months cancer-free and did all of his treatment through McMaster.
Hey, we're Chris and Cam. We are the hosts of What's Buzzin' right here on Rogers TV. We are that show that chats all things trending, interviewing local guests, and we embarrass ourselves a little bit too. That happens.
Yeah, honestly, we're that talk show you definitely want to check out. We're super fun. We have on local guests and things that you want to check out in the community. You can check out on What's Buzzin'.
Yeah, it starts here.
Starts
We're gonna have
here.
a lot of fun, and that happens on Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. on Rogers TV.
Everybody knows not to drink and drive, but some people still think it's okay to take drugs and drive. Police have the authority, the ability, and the tools to determine if drivers are impaired by legal or illegal drugs. And because drug-impaired drivers can pose just as great a risk as drunk drivers, they face the same penalties, like the loss of their driver's license, a criminal record, fines, and more. A message from the RCMP, the Canadian Association of Chiefs of Police, and Arrive Alive, Drive Sober.
Finally for us, Miracle Treat Day serves up some tasty treats. Our camera stopped by Brantford's DQ on King George Road.
So this has been going on for years now with Dairy Queen across the country. I've been involved 9 years since we've owned the business, and we typically raise our stores between $10,000 and $20,000 a year that goes to our host hospital, which is McMaster, for this area. Across the country, it's happening everywhere across the country at all Dairy Queens today. We have 700 locations, and all the net proceeds from the Blizzard sales today go to their local children's hospital. So we should be raising between $2 and $3 million across the country today to help the sick kids out.
McMaster holds a very close place to our family's hearts. Logan is now 16 months cancer-free and did all of his treatment through McMaster. And I myself am a childhood cancer survivor who is now almost 33 years cancer-free, and I'm still followed very closely by McMaster. So when opportunity came up, we were like, yes, absolutely. McMaster was kind of our second home for a little while there, and anytime we can offer support and really kind of shout all the good things there is to say about McMaster, then we will do that, especially when there's opportunity to collaborate with our community.
It's been a community event, but all of these agencies that are here today, we all support each other, and you know, they support the kids that are in McMaster and maybe going to McMaster, or the parents. Like, they're all agencies that you need this community support in general to make a system work properly. And it all works together. So McMaster is our host hospital for the Brantford and surrounding area. It was really close to our family, with our daughter spent a lot of time there. And our other daughter spent time at London Sick Kids years ago, 30 plus years ago. And we need to support our community to make it stronger.
Well, I think a lot of times we often forget that children do get cancer until it hits us directly.
That's our show for this edition of Your Region This Week. Thanks for watching. I'm Andy Carol Woolery. See you next time.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
Kitchener's perfect music mix is on Chime 96.7. So every song is someone's favorite song. On Chime 96.7.
Survey says Celebrity Family Feud is wild. Name something your mate's booty has in common with the basketball.
It bounces.
We get some answers I didn't even know you could say on TV.
I'm Wendell Clark with a word about winning.
We all know it takes a team effort in any sport and with any challenge. You can be a part of the winning team that shuts out